Hey there. Welcome to a With Friends episode of the podcast. Today, I am so excited to introduce this guest, Trish Calandra, who is the founder of TruWealth, and she is helping others build lives of impact by meeting them at this intersection of finances and purpose and health and just this concept of whole wealth way beyond just the numbers. So what I could tell you about Trish, her and her husband, they are incredible human beings. And I could tell you they have taken time out for my husband and and they just really set this beautiful example of how kind people can be, how loving, how happy, how just so supportive, and really truly just this like abundant life of goodness. And so, Trish, I will just say it is impossible not to expand in your presence. And I am just so grateful and thankful that you are on the podcast today. Welcome, my friend, my mentor, my example, all of the things. Trish, let's do this thing.
Well, thank you. Thank you for such a lovely introduction. That was amazing.
No, you are amazing. So Trish, for the listeners, I know that was my own personal experience, but will you just kind of let's get us started today with who are we talking to? Tell us a little bit about your story, what you do, all the things.
So I have been in the financial services industry literally since the early 90s. And like you said, I'm in business with my husband, which is amazing. And what we've discovered is 90% of small businesses fail within the first 5 years, which is crazy. It's crazy. And It's not because of cash flow. It's not because they aren't brilliant entrepreneurs, but it's this money mindset problem. And it stems from, honestly, your childhood money mindset. And it compounds. I mean, it doesn't go away, and it's no one's fault. I mean, I still struggle with it and have to consciously work on it all the time. And we don't just work with entrepreneurs, but that is what we're focusing on right now with this business.
Yeah.
We are entrepreneurs, which helps a lot. We started a wealth management firm and an insurance firm many, many years ago, and we exited to a much bigger firm. And so we also work with high earners that are W-2 employees, and we help them build their wealth. Mm-hmm. And they also have mindset problems. Everyone does.
Yeah. So how did you, like, even for your own, I mean, where did this start for you in your personal journey on maybe when was the first time that you recognized, hey, I think there's like this, I don't know if you refer to them as like a money block. I know that's like a buzzword. So when was the first time that you maybe recognized in your own story, there's something here?
Part of the beauty of this industry, so I started on the banking side and then I jumped to the wealth management side. And part of the beauty of this industry or being an entrepreneur is you constantly learn all the time, right? Every day we learn something new. It doesn't matter what industry you are in or what your entrepreneurship journey looks like. You're constantly learning. So you're never bored, ever. And so I finally, more recently figured out, I knew everyone had money mindset blocks, but I just recently figured out where mine came from. And it came from from childhood. And then I started having all these conversations with every entrepreneur that I could find. And over the last 2 years, actually, my husband and I both started having these conversations, and everyone has a money mindset story and where you came from and how it started, right?
Are you willing to share yours? We want the goods. I want the juicy details. Trish, make this so real for me. Like, because you're right. Everybody does. Everybody has these blocks. So what did it look like for you? Because there's absolutely going to be people who relate with it. And then if you want to rag on Phil too, share his dirty secrets. No, I'm just
absolutely. And the funny thing is we had to talk to our families about this and things like that. Because, and a lot of people do, because sometimes they're very traumatic and painful and sometimes they're not. but they still have their own story. Yeah. So I grew up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And when we were little, I have a little sister. She's 4 years younger. And some winter afternoon, we're on the floor in the living room playing Monopoly. We're playing a game. We're just laying on the floor playing a game. Probably I was cheating to win, my sister would say. You know, and we had 2 golden retrievers, typical family, just laying on the floor playing. And all of a sudden, the door between the kitchen and the living room closed. And my ears perked up because I knew exactly what that meant. And my parents were in the kitchen. And I knew that that meant it was time to pay bills. And my parents were in the kitchen, and they would lay all of the bills out on the kitchen table. And then the yelling would start. And the yelling would start because they were trying to figure out which bill they would pay that month and which bill they would put off. They would rob Peter to pay Paul. And now, that being said, we never felt poor. And we actually had a cabin, and we had a house, and we had 2 golden retrievers and 2 kids. And we never felt poor. We didn't know anything like that. But when the yelling would start, I would grab my sister, even if it was winter, put on our snowsuits, and we would go outside and play until the yelling would stop. And we knew we never got, maybe we got 2 new outfits for the beginning of school. Or we got, 1 new pair of gym shoes per year, or whatever it is. We didn't have as much as every other kid. Or we would go to Great America in Illinois for once a year for a vacation, where other people were traveling to, I don't know where, flying somewhere. I didn't fly on a plane until I was 13. It was because my grandma took me to Disney World once. And then my sister got to do it when she was 13 once. So my money mindset, when I was raised in a family of scarcity, there was never enough, never enough, never enough.
Yes.
And so that's exactly where my money mindset came. So if you ever look in my pantry or my laundry room, there's 2 things of Tide. There's 2 things of everything, because I never want to run out.
Oh man, I just got the goosebumps because I'm like, dang it. I just had a conversation with the neighbor, and she's like, Britt, thank gosh for the Talinchis, because if I ever need anything, you guys got it. You're like, yeah, there's always 5 cans of beans, 2 boxes of cereal, 17 things of Tide. You're so ouch. Okay, go ahead. Keep going, Trish.
Well, everyone can see a little part of them in everyone else. And then when the yelling would stop and they would call us back in for, dinner or whatever, everyone would act like it was normal.
Yeah.
And so I had to literally work so hard, probably starting in my 20s. I read a book called Think and Grow Rich. And I've read it probably 6 times since then, about changing my mindset to an abundance mindset. And your abundance mindset doesn't just apply to money. It applies to love. It applies to everything. It applies to, so literally every day now, I wake up and the very first thing I do is I go over my attitude of gratitude list. I every day send several texts or messages or voice notes to people to tell them how much I appreciate them in my life. You get them quite often from me.
I do get them. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So the abundance mindset isn't just about money, but money is the basis for everything. And if you're financially secure, then your health, your relationships, everything else flows from that.
Yeah.
So that's where we come from, so that you're secure. And then we work with entrepreneurs, because we were raised in the industry as wealth managers, really to only work with W-2 employees. And we were, the high earners, or even middle class. They're called mass affluent, even middle class. And we were taught to say, so Brittany, when do you and Shane want to retire? And how much less do you want to live on in retirement? Those are stupid questions.
Gosh, that sucks.
Who wants to live on less than retirement? And who wants to pick an end date? If you are passionate about what you're doing, as entrepreneurs are, then we call it a wealth freedom number. So
Yeah.
we ask you and Shane, what's your wealth freedom number? Meaning, what's your goal that would make you and your family feel secure that you'd never have to work again? But if you're an entrepreneur, you might want to work until whenever. We call it work optional, not retirement.
Yes. Yep.
And so work optional is more along the lines of what an entrepreneur has the choice to do. And work optional means Brittany goes to pick her kids up in the middle of the day for school, or goes to their school programs, or does whatever, or whatever they want to do. Or Trish goes to the beach for a whole Tuesday and doesn't think about work.
Yeah. And to get people to start to think like that, right? That goes back to those money mindsets, those things, those beliefs that we have etched so deeply in our conscious and our subconscious, like the work that has to happen there. I think about how the scarcity mindset is that from the buzzwords that I hear, like the scarcity mindset, that seems to be one of the more prominent money blocks, money like issues, right?
So with entrepreneurs especially, and women, so as women, we are, I always call it, we have the mental load. We have the mental load of life. And so we always are thinking of all the details and all of this and all of that. And I don't mean to generalize, but in our company, or all the companies that we've had, Phil and I have very, very different roles. Phil's the top-down planner and the visionary, even though we're both licensed in all the things. And I'm the implementer. I'm the detail person. That's true in our home life as well. And it doesn't mean that we haven't been, both of us have failed many, 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 many times. We didn't just get rich and stay rich. We didn't just get wealthy and stay wealthy. Things have come up in both of our lives that have decimated our accounts. The 2008 financial crash. This is before I was with Phil. He tells this story that's devastating, that when the market crashed in 2008, his business account went down to 8 cents. He came back from that. That's how entrepreneurs are. They're very resilient, very resilient. And so that's how we can speak from experience as well. We're not just mouthing off from some book we read, or some attitude. We've been there. We both have gone through divorces and come back from that. But also, it's the income game versus the wealth game. Entrepreneurs work in their zone of genius, and it's like being on a treadmill, Brittany. I mean, you work out, you get it. You're on the treadmill, and liken that to your business. So if you're on the treadmill and you're making income, money, and because you're in your zone of genius, you have your blinders on, and you up the speed on the treadmill, and you're hitting it, and you're going faster and faster, and money's going out, or you need more money, so you hit the speed and you hit the incline and you go faster and faster, but the money's also leaking out in different places. And so you're just like, well, I'll just make more. But then you're also sacrificing time with your kids and your family and your health and your this and your that. And I can't tell you how many stories that we have about our clients that worked like fiends until they retired, and then they retired and died. They didn't even get to spend their money or spend their family or their grandkids or travel the world or whatever their goals were.
Yep.
So we call that a treadmill entrepreneur. They're just running.
Yeah. And you're so right. And it's that all just work more. That's a very common characteristic in high achievers. Like that's a very, there's a confidence in the capability I'll just generate more. But yeah, I see exactly what you're saying. We don't quite realize the cost of that because we're so focused on generating more.
And that's the scarcity mindset right there. Because you're so scared to get off the treadmill or slow it down or stop it because of whatever's going on. And then back to what I was saying earlier, you have a CPA, you have a financial advisor, you have a bookkeeper, you have all these different people working in silos, and they're all maybe very well meaning and maybe giving you good information, but they're not communicating with each other. So our firm, our new firm now, is like the air traffic controller between all of those people, and you're in the middle.
Yeah.
You're like the monkey in the middle. You're the bottleneck. And so we come in to coordinate all of those and communicate with all of those people. So you have a coordinated instead of a fragmented ecosystem. And so also here's another big problem entrepreneurs have. Their CPA means well, but their CPA only looks backwards, not forward. So they're not strategizing and looking forward and forecasting for you. So all of these different things, that's the same thing with high earners. CPA look backwards, not forwards. And they need to be looking forward if they're going to pick a target date to retire. You need to look forward with their taxes and their tax strategies and their retirement strategies, not just backwards.
So you're, I mean, making it a compelling case to like why you need TruWealth in your life. How do you, if for someone who, right? Because I think that there is this, I don't know. I'm processing right now. Hold on. I think, right, that folks want to get to that point. They want to get to a point where they can, hey, I've generated, hey, I've got these other resources. Hey, now I need someone to come in and be that traffic controller. Do you think that people realize their money mindset blocks before they can get to that state? Like where they are generating pretty consistently and they've got some resource in place. Do you think like, what's my question, Trish? My question is like, what kind of money mindset blocks have they already busted through to get to a point where they would really be able to lean into?
Do they put two and two together and realize their money mindset is causing this? Sometimes it takes us to do that. To be able to see that. To be able to see that, to be able to understand that they are the person that's blocking their money mindset is level. Their next level, and that they are the person that is causing them to be stuck, or that you don't know what you don't know until you know it. And then when we start uncovering and peeling back the layers, so many people are saying to us, oh my gosh, you're so right. Oh my gosh. And I cannot tell you how many meetings we've had where there's tears. There's like, no one's ever seen me before. No one's ever talked about this before. I can't believe you are saying this because I can't believe you went through this. Or, there are some traumatic things people have gone through in their childhood. And in all fairness, some of that has like been the fuel that has gotten them to be a successful entrepreneur.
100%. 100%.
And some people have had a perfectly fine childhood, but it didn't teach them about money mindset either. Yeah.
So what would be something, or maybe a question that you ask to help people uncover one of their blocks that maybe then actually results in them going, oh my God, and they're crying. They couldn't believe it. Like how do you get them to that point where they have that realization?
That's a great question. So a lot of times it's multiple conversations, and we pick up on cues on when we're talking through their business. We're talking through how they handle their business. Sometimes we met someone a couple of years ago that a lot of times this happens. People fall into their business and they find their zone of genius by accident. And this person went from she fell into it during COVID. A lot of people fell into business during COVID.
They really did.
And went from making she made $100,000 the first year, and then she made $250,000, and then she made 1.5, and just awesome. And then when we met her, she said, I didn't even know I needed a bookkeeper. And we were like, And then she, uncovered, she said, we didn't have a dime growing up. Never saw this kind of money. And then she was spending every dime and wasn't really putting it back into her business because she didn't know she had to.
Yeah.
So it was a lack of education. And so that's where it started. I didn't know I didn't have any money growing up. So it's things that we pick up on cues, and then we start a conversation about that. And then a lot of times too, it sparks it when we speak about our origin story, how we got to where we are. And then all of a sudden someone will be like, oh, well, we're not, la, 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 la. And then that starts. So a lot of times it's when we uncover ours that theirs comes out.
Yeah. When the kind of that Me Too kind of, oh, you too type of thing.
Mm-hmm. You too.
So
we went through that.
So that going back to like the scarcity part, how would you help someone through that?
I'll always lean into gratitude. There's always something to be grateful for, even when you have nothing. You woke up this morning, you slept somewhere, you have socks on your feet, you have water to drink, you live in this country or whatever country, and there's always at least one thing that you can be grateful for. Even if you're going through the worst time of your life, there's something to be grateful for, and there's something to be learned from it.
Yeah.
And there's someone to reach out to, even if it's a perfect stranger. Some of the worst times in my life, I clung on to, I always had, my family and other people, even if they didn't understand what I was going through. But sometimes I would be reading prayers, or I was on some email lists and getting things like from Gabby Bernstein or somebody like that. And that got me through some days. So there's always something and some sort of support if you seek it.
Agreed. Especially in the world we live in, like that, those were perfect examples of if you think about how much time everybody spends on social media. So just even unfollow things that are not serving you well, and follow people or accounts that are motivational as heck, or that increase and can show you just how grateful you can be. Not everybody, but there's so many email lists that you can jump onto, and then they're sending you the motivational stuff every single day. Heck, I hear people are all too friendly with ChatGPT, but goodness gracious, if that's what it takes, get into ChatGPT, have ChatGPT send you something. What's the motivational quote of the day? I don't know, whatever it takes. Like, there's too much information out there. I'm with you you can always find support.
And there are a lot of people you can follow that are aspirational to where you want to go. They're in your lane, whatever it is you want to do or you aspire to be. Find those people and follow them and engage with them and do whatever it takes. That's how you get out of your funk or whatever, and build a network. I moved 3 different times, 1,000 miles from where I was. Didn't know anybody any of those times. And a couple of those times, or at least one of those times, I didn't have a job, didn't have a place to live, didn't care, just went.
You're going to figure it out.
Built a whole life, was happy as anything. So, it can be done, and I've hit some very low lows. But even then, I had and figured out a support network of the people that would support and help me. And it wasn't everybody in my life.
Yeah.
You've got to discern who will be a healthy helper and who will not.
Yeah. Yeah. Can we talk about something that's come through from yours? And we've had personal conversations about this. but I want to keep talking about the importance of mentorship. Just some of the things that you have done, because and not to put words in your mouth, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is like you would bank so much of success, of your happiness, of your abundance on the mentorship that you and Phil have sought out individually, that you have sought out collectively. Like, can you talk about like where that started for you and just some of the specific, maybe even if there's a story that comes to mind about how like getting in the right rooms and connecting with people, that mentorship has really shaped and changed things for you?
Absolutely. So it started for both of us long before we met. Back even early in my career, I was mentored by some of the greatest people in the wealth management industry. And I
Mm-hmm.
still take some of what I learned from them and use it today. I mean, I think back to them, and I actually not that long ago, maybe a few years ago, wrote two of them a letter. One of them has since passed away, so I couldn't write him a letter, but he already knows how important he was to me. So I wrote two of them a letter, and I got a letter back from one of them. But the getting in the rooms and getting in the right proximity to where you want to go, that's what I said, to reach out to who you're aspiring to be. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
very, very important to get in those rooms. And Phil and I have always thought out coaches, mentors, masterminds, all of those type of things. And we each have our own personal coaches. I have a high performance coach. He's got, I don't know what you call, I don't even know what this guy calls himself. He has a different coach. And then we have joint coaches. We're in multiple masterminds. He's in a men's mastermind that he speaks at as the chief wealth officer. We fully believe in coaching, getting coached, being mentored, mentoring. We mentor a lot of people, as you know.
Yes, you mentor me every day.
Because I think it's important to not only seek out people that are further ahead than you, seek out people that are exactly where you are at in your life and your business, and then also help people that are kind of coming below you or where you were and striving to be where you're going. And so it's hugely important to get in the right rooms and to find those rooms to help you go to where you're going, to get to where you're going. And to get in the rooms with the people to up level your mindset is crucial, and it expands you. And we just got back from a elite entrepreneur mastermind last week, and we're still debriefing on it. We spent 2 days just debriefing and writing out notes and making outlines and doing all the things. We had a team meeting today, and we kind of debriefed with our team, and it's just so exciting and so expanding. I can't even tell you. It's huge, and it's going to be great for our clients. It's going to be great for our team. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's so I joined a mastermind at the beginning of this year, and everything that you're mentioning, I mean, just getting in the room and actually sitting in a room with, and for me, this is huge, to sit in a room with people who were going to generate $700,000 in their business over the next 6 weeks. I mean, those are massive results compared to what I have seen so far. And so to just hear the way that they're thinking, to hear the way that they are asking questions, to hear and actually see things be real and possible, not just some Instagram influencer who's on their yacht saying that anybody can make all this money. You're like, it actually shows you that it's real, that it's possible, and that it's going to require a different mind shift. Because I think, right, often we operate and we have beliefs based on what we've been exposed to thus far. So if we're going to go out and we're going to get new beliefs, we're going to expand where they got to come from somewhere. They got to come from somewhere. So I'm curious for you, Trish, one, is there a specific maybe story that you could share about a mastermind maybe connection that now you guys do business with, or like, is there something specific that's been a really tangible takeaway for someone who maybe hasn't quite invested in mentorship yet?
So 3 years ago, so let me start. 2021, we exited our two firms to a much larger wealth management firm. Okay. And it blessed our family beyond belief monetarily. And I took on a big role at that firm and built a really fantastic operations team. Phil became a regional director and stayed, was still a financial advisor for our clients and all of those kind of things. I was not bored. Phil was almost immediately bored. And it's a great firm, and we absolutely adore all of the folks that work there. I really enjoyed my time there and all of those kind of things. We had a 5-year contract basically with that firm. Mm-hmm. 3 years ago or so, we went to the Elite Entrepreneur Mastermind, EEM, with Chris and Lori Harder. And I had gone to one of Lori Harder's conferences. It was called the Bliss Project several years ago, right before COVID. And it was a big, huge conference, and it was great. And I've been following her. I met her on her book tour. I thought she was great, and this, that, and the other. Well, fast forward to 2023-ish, 2023. Phil ended up on a podcast with somebody, a guy that he had been talking with or whatever. And he said, I want you to meet my friend, Chris Harder. That's Lori Harder's husband. And so we got on a call with Chris Harder, and Chris was like, you need to come to my mastermind, blah, blah, blah. So all of a sudden it became this great idea to go to this mastermind. Although for years I've been saying, we need to get in the rooms, although I didn't know why we need to get in the rooms. All of a sudden it became a great idea. So Phil's like, hey, do you think we should go to this mastermind? I'm like, yes, I do.
Sure should.
What a great idea. So we sure should. So we went to this mastermind, and the mastermind opened up in the first day, and there were 25 people there or so, and they put us in the front of the room, and there's this U shape where everybody's sitting around so everyone can see each other, and the 2 chairs are in the front. You get a microphone, and that's called the hot seat, and you get 12 minutes, and you get to say for 2 minutes who you are, where you come from, and what you want to do, or what your big ask is of the room. And we looked at each other and we're like, we don't know what our ask is. We know who we are, what we do. So we didn't even know what our ask was. We didn't have a single grain of an idea. And so from that moment, the mastermind that we've been in for 3 years helped us formulate the idea for our new company. Which is now about to launch officially.
Huge.
Businesses
literally are born inside.
Businesses are born inside masterminds. Sometimes they get a leg up. Sometimes they shift completely within a mastermind because they're going down the wrong track. And people, you can literally see people's minds blown inside a mastermind because they're like, oh my God, I've been going down the wrong road. I need to go here. This is my zone of genius, or that is my zone of genius. And so this has been a literal live focus group for 3 years for us. These geniuses that we've been up-leveled in this room with, that have become some of our dearest friends for life, have helped us create this business.
Oh man, if that's not a reason to invest in yourself, like I don't know what is, right? Like that is the ultimate.
For sure. And Chris and Lori Harder are absolute geniuses in how they curate a room and how they run these masterminds, and then how they continue and encourage the continuation of these relationships. So it's also important who you pick your mastermind. When you picked your mastermind, what did I immediately do? I went and researched her, didn't I? And then I was like, good job. Yeah.
Because every entrepreneur has that story where they actually went on a limb and they tried to invest in something and it was total crap. Everybody's been there, but you learn. I mean, that's for sure. You learn, and you get better. And then because you learned and you got better and you got that experience, then you end up in rooms like Lori and Chris Harder's. Then you end up in rooms like the mastermind I'm in, Danelle Delgado. Like that's how we get there. I love it. And then too, Trish, I have to say, like, because you guys have invested in yourself, you touched on it earlier, but it deserves so much. The way you then, it equips you to pour into others. And you do, right? Like when we are, I just think of this visual of this cup, the cup overfloweth. Like your cup is so full with resources and knowledge and like kindness and love. Like your cup is so full that you are just overflowing into everybody else's cups. And it's because you take the kind of time and you invest that kind of money into those mentorship so that you can really be the best version of yourself too. And then you give it away. So it's amazing. It's just exemplary. Trish, I tell you, I want to be you when I grow up.
So, but if you think about it too, people like us, we have a trainer at the gym. I have a Pilates instructor that's separate. I used to go, I don't do anymore since my shoulder problems, but I went to a rowing gym. So I had a rowing coach. I have a functional MD. I have, whatever. I have a high performance coach that's my own. And then we also have Chris Harder as a coach just for us, the two of us, in addition to the mastermind. We have all these coaches. Why wouldn't you have us as a coach for your business, a CWO, a chief wealth officer for your business, which is what you're building your life around to build wealth for your family.
Ooh, you just, go ahead. You just sparked something. So I have met some entrepreneurs. Oh, and this is definitely a money mindset thing. I've met some entrepreneurs that are almost shy, or they are not open about what they are investing in. Even if it's mentorship, even if they are getting so much out of it, they are very, like, they keep it close to the vest. Like, and even too, I remember this was 2 years ago, right out of corporate, I invested $25,000 in a coach, and it took me months to be able to say those words because I knew what my family was going to think. I knew what my friends were going to think. I knew what I thought. And so it's like, we almost keep that to the vest. But exactly to your point, people should know that if you, especially, oh my goodness, I will die on this hill, especially if you are a coach who is intentionally like impacting others, growing others' business, growing others' lives, their relationships, their careers, whatever, you better be investing in yourself. And you better not, like, that's a responsibility, right? And there's no need to be shy about it. Why do you think people are shy about
it? Because of their money mindset problems. It's their problem, not your problem, first of all. And second of all, you were coming out of corporate America. That's the corporate America mindset. Corporate America mindset is you go into work, you do your work, you have a W-2, you invest in your 401k, you retire, you die.
We're not going to talk about what kind of money we spent. Because
and I cannot tell you how many people have said to us, and our family never talked about money. It wasn't couth. It wasn't acceptable to talk about money. We were not allowed to talk about money. Oh, that's the problem. That's part of the problem right there. That is part of the problem right there. But also, that's the environment that most people that are like that grew up in. And then also, when you're expanding and growing, I can't tell you how many times we go out to dinner with some of our friends that aren't entrepreneurs or came from our old life. We have to talk about surface things. We have to talk about, it could be politics, it could be blah, 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 it could be whatever, but it can't be about the new business because we get lit up about it and they just glaze over. They have no idea what we're talking about. So there are different lanes for different friends or family members that you talk about whatever else. You can't talk about your business because they don't get it. That's why you put yourselves in the rooms with people that get it, that will up level you and expand you. Nothing against those other people. they're happy in their own lives, and just leave them. Just not leave them leave their lives, but just let them be. Let them be them. And then you be you, and you just work on you with people that get you. And keep them in the pockets of your life where they belong. Love them for who they are. But a lot of our friends have to stay, in the lane that they're in, and they're happy. And that's good. That's great.
Yeah. You also bring up the importance of, and this, so this goes back to selecting mentors. This goes back to who you're hanging out with and what those relationship dynamics look like. But also what I've seen to be really true, whether you're talking about money, whether you're talking about anything, is like, be careful who you're asking for advice from.
Absolutely. Yes.
Right. And so, Trish, what I really appreciate is that you and Phil are, you give such practical stories, and you guys have the receipts. And so I think that is so important with anybody, especially when you're talking about money and how you're managing your business and where you want it to go, and all of those things.
Well, we always laugh because we always get called the mom and dad of the group in EM. Because part of it is because of our age, but part of it also is because we do try really hard to pour into the group, and we are there for any questions, any time of day or night. And also, it's an advantage, in our opinion, to be our age and to have the experience we have, because we have been through almost anything you can think of. And if we haven't, our clients have, our family has. So we do speak from experience, and we can, it's all figure outable. I know I made that up.
All figure outable.
It's all figure outable. And we are always very happy to help. And we have a lot of resources, and we come from a place of love. And if we can help just one person, we're happy to do it. One entrepreneur, one high earner, whoever it is, we're happy to help. And we have the backing behind it. We're not a 20-year-old couple just learning from ChatGPT. We've got the knowledge and the experience behind us. And that's an advantage of being the age that we're at, with the experience that we're at. We don't know everything. We don't ever claim to know everything, but we can figure it out.
What do you think is the biggest gap when people think about wealth management? What do you think? This is one of those, I'm getting this visual, those memes that are out there that's like, what people think I do versus what I actually do. I'm curious, what is like the biggest misconception about a wealth management firm or resource?
So on the investment side, I think that people think that we just take money and gather fees, where we really, Phil and I really do strategize and take the actual person's wants, needs, desires. Everybody's unique. Everybody has unique needs and goals, and their wealth freedom number is different. Everyone's different, and no one's the same. So we're not just plug and play ever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever heard of like what is it called? And a 401k. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it. It's a portfolio and a 401k that you put in.
Like Bedrock or I don't know what.
No, a date. It has a date. It has a date fund.
Oh, like the I don't know, maturation day. I don't know. I could toss out 100 different words. There won't be it.
It's like but anyway, we're not just plug and play, and we take everything into account versus just one factor. We're not just one dimensional, and that makes a big difference. We're also very, very high touch, and we care about the whole picture versus just here. This is your W-2. This is your 401k. This is your retirement date. How much less do you want to live on in retirement? That's not how we operate at all. Your wealth freedom number is different.
Do you think that is that how most wealth management firms operate, and that's why there's that reputation out there?
I can't
Like, just
speak for
call it for
both.
what it is.
I
Oh, go
can't
ahead.
speak for both, but I do know that, coming up in the industry, a lot of them are, not all of them, but a lot of them are doing what's best for the firm, not for the client. And we always put the client front and center.
Yeah.
And that's what's called a fiduciary. And that's what's important to us is the client.
Yeah.
If you go to one of the big wirehouses, like a Morgan Stanley or a Wells Fargo or whatever, they have to put the firm first.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's not good for the client.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to do what's best for the client. And then if you take an entrepreneur, add another layer, because we also want to take and be that air traffic controller, the chief wealth officer in the middle, coordinating the CPA and the tax strategy for their business and their personal taxes. That's huge. We've run into situations where their CPA maybe saved them $40,000 on their business taxes and then cost them $60,000 on their personal taxes. So they're in a net loss of $20,000. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's silly. I'm thinking of like how many of us, how it's very normal for folks to operate from more of a short-sighted mindset. And I think that when you're talking about your wealth, true wealth, that really requires, for instance, you and Phil to pull people like up from the blinders a little bit, right? Make them much more far-sighted. Like, what is this all really for? Is that one of the most difficult parts?
Sometimes, to take a 65,000 foot view versus getting in the weeds. And if someone is having a bad quarter in their business, sometimes they can't see the forest through the trees, if you will. And one of the things we do is we forecast out and we look at the actual numbers in black and white. And a lot of entrepreneurs don't know their numbers. And that's one of the most important things they do. And we can put it very clearly in front of them, very simply and clearly, and say, these are your numbers. And we're going to look at them every month with you. And we're going to then look at them every quarter with you. And we're going to forecast it out. And so that it's not scary. Because
that's the word. Yeah, you're right. I think so many folks, they look at money as, not that money itself is scary, right? Of course, everybody wants money. They're like, please, more. But then when the management of money, I think, is intimidating it
is scary. Many people say it's scary. Yes. And that's that mindset thing again.
Yeah, the mindset. Yeah. Trish, okay, one more question, and then we can go into kind of we'll wrap up the podcast. I got a special way that we wrap these With Friends episodes up. So, question that came through for me was, what do you wish that more people knew about money? Like, their one solid takeaway, if all they heard was this one thing from this episode, what do you wish that they knew about money?
So it's going to be a compound sentence, just so you know.
Okay.
So money is just a tool. It's only a tool. It's not the be all end all. It's not wealth. Wealth is in all different things. It's family and relationships. It's health. It's not the be all end all. Money is just a tool, and it's going to come in and it's going to go out. And income can make you rich, but wealth is what you're going for. Wealth is going to make your family. That's what you're going for. You want wealth for your family. Income is income is one thing. Wealth is a whole nother game.
It is. Thank you. That is, I think you're right. More people could really benefit from picking up that perspective and that truth. That truth. Oh, Trish, I love it. Okay. All right, Trish. So tell people where they can get in touch with you, what you've got, like what's the best way to get in touch with TruWealth, all the things.
So TruWealth, you can call us 888-239-9915. 888-239-9915. Or you can email me at Trish, TRISH at True, TRU, no E, TRU Wealth Advisors with an S, TruWealthAdvisors.com. Or you can find us on Instagram at TruWealth Advisors, at TruWealth Advisors.
Excellent. I love it.
And
I
I'd
love it.
love to hear from you. We'd love to have a conversation, and that's all it takes is just a conversation.
Yeah, right. Just a conversation to just see. And I guarantee you, to the person who's listening, if you're even thinking about it for 2 seconds, I just wonder what someone like Trish could help me do with my wealth. Send the email. Send the email. Get on the phone with Trish, with Phil, and just watch the way their brains work. Watch the way they immediately are coming from this posture of give, and just so you guys you're just so caring. You're so thoughtful for the person that you're speaking with. And I've seen you in a group setting too. So I can say I've seen you, like when you are focused on serving someone, you serve them so well. So Trish, just thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today, Brittany. It's been an honor.
Of course, of course. Oh, you're not done yet, my friend. Okay, I got a couple more things here. Oh, you thought you were done. Oh, no, ma'am. All right, you got three more things here. So first, I'm gonna have 3 questions for you. Three parts here. First things. So my entire entrepreneurial journey, it started when really truly I quit the things that were no longer serving me. So when I say that phrase, I talk about it often. I'm curious for you, when I say quitting the things no longer serving you, what comes to mind?
That could be anything from it. So back to wealth not being just money related. That could be unhealthy eating. That could be sitting around on the couch all day long, getting up to take a walk instead of sitting on the couch. That could be starting to eat fruits and vegetables instead of candy. It could be quitting friends that are toxic. It could be quitting a marriage that is toxic. And none of these things are flipping a switch. Changing your business isn't flipping a switch. Changing your investment strategy may not be flipping a switch. It all is a process. Everything could be a process, and that's okay. And changing your mindset is a process, and that's okay. Sometimes it just is a matter of starting to think about it and then having a conversation about it and then having a second conversation. Maybe it's a conversation with you first and then a conversation with me. Yeah. And then starting to, I don't know, take a few minutes. Having, a few minutes in the morning to think about things. Maybe it's writing things down. So, it doesn't have to be, I'm switching everything in my life all at once.
Mm-hmm. So true. Yeah. Quitting the things that are no longer serving us. In fact, some of the most impactful things, they do require a process, to your point. They do require the small baby steps. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So true. So it would be like and letting that just be okay.
Yes. And it is okay. It is okay. Yeah. And sometimes it just takes one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, it does. So good. Okay. Second part. So I have the podcast guest before you leave you a question. So the last guest that I had on was Tammy McVeigh. She is an AI expert. She's founder of one of the few, a vet. I mean, she's amazing. And she's built this entire business all about AI, just creating this suite of tools for entrepreneurs. So the question she left for you, Miss Trish, is she wants to know, where do you need to lean in harder where you've maybe been a little bit afraid?
AI. we were talking about it today. That is so funny. We need to lean more in on AI. We need to. So we do not know much about AI yet, and we need to create an AI agent or two. One of them. One in operations and one on the chief health officer side. And we don't know anything about it yet. So we might be calling her.
You know what? I will send you Tammy's number. She is, I met Tammy in the mastermind, And the way I will tell you, right. I tend to attract the certain kind of person. And she's very similar to you, Trish, in that she gives and she wants to see people succeed, and she knows her zone of genius, and man, is she is showing up for it. So I can't wait to connect the two of you. I will connect you guys. I'll connect you.
That is so funny.
Isn't that hilarious? I know the embracing of AI. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, embracing of AI. Yeah.
It's beautiful. Okay. And then last but not least, now you leave a question for the next guest. And sometimes I know who they are and sometimes I don't. Okay. You get no hints either way. But whatever question comes to mind, whatever you think. What question do you want to leave the next guest?
If you could have your dream life, your dream day, what would that look like? And then what are you going to do to create it?
Okay. That look like, and what are you doing to make it happen?
Right.
You're doing to do it. Okay. Trish, in doing these things, I have often found that the question that we leave for others is the one that we need to answer for ourselves too. So I won't leave you. I won't let you do this on your own, but you've got to answer your own question and I'll answer it too. Okay. So if you could have your dream life, your dream day, what would it look like? And what are you doing to make it happen?
I am living it. I'm at my beach house. First of all, got up this morning, took the dog for a walk on the beach. A friend of mine, there she is. Here she knows I'm talking about her. A friend of ours arrived today from EEM, and I had a team meeting. I only had 3 meetings today. I'm recording a podcast, exactly what I want to be doing. We're going to be going out for seafood for dinner. I am doing exactly what I want to be doing. Exactly what I want to be doing.
Yes. Oh, that sounds so amazing. Trish, I'm like, my cheeks almost hurt from smiling so much. Like, yes, I want this for you. I want this for everybody. It's so good. It's so good. Okay. Yeah, my turn. I want to say that. I do. I want to say that. My dream life right now, I do feel like I am building it. I'm building it. And while I love my life and I love so much of it, I can also tell you that I don't quite feel like I just know I'm in transition and I'm working towards really truly building that dream life, and I'm not far off. I darn well know I'm not far off. So that dream life, that dream day for me, what does that look like? It looks like, like the dream on my heart, and it looks like pouring into people so intentionally, like serving them so well, in spaces where they are actually changing their lives. And then I'm doing that consistently. I'm doing that. I know not just consistently, but that's something that I do daily, intentionally, and that I see the way that expands my own family. That whether we are out on a missions trip and we're doing something there, or whether we're back home on our property and doing something there, so something so big. My dream life is in progress. It is building. And what am I doing to actually make that happen? I am showing up so authentically and so full-heartedly, and I'm showing up for the commitments that I said I would. So things like, I said that I was going to become a master of my public speaking craft. And how could I do that? Every single day I was going to do a Facebook Live. So I've been doing Facebook Lives every single day. And some days I feel like it, some days I don't. It's things like building my courage community right now. So I'm going to launch this community where I get to do life with women who want to make courageous choices every single week. And we do that and we keep building our dream lives together. So I am building, and it feels really, really good.
You are doing all of that. You are absolutely doing all of that. And I'm so dang proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. It is, I can't tell you how wonderful it is to pour into people. And I don't care if they're paying us or they're not paying us, we show up the same. We absolutely, it is amazing, because when you can help someone transform to what they want to be and where they want to go, there's nothing better.
There's nothing better, right? Like serving from overflow is the most amazing gift. And like also too, like getting paid to be you because you are in your zone of genius. Like that's a beautiful thing too. And just seeing light. I mean, that visual again, just seeing light pour into light. And it just, it
expands.
It expands. It's so fulfilling. And it's joy, it's peace, it's freedom, it's all of it. So thank you. Okay, now you can be done. No, I'm just Trish.
Thanks for having
Thank you. Seriously, I'm really excited to see this next evolution in the TruWealth business, and you and Phil. I just think the world of you guys. So thank you for continuing to just be you and show up and serve. And I can't wait to see just what's next for you guys.
Same with you. We are so happy for you, and we're here for you every step of the way.
Oh, you're so good to me. All right. Until next time, guys. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening to today's episode. It means the world to me that you're here to ride in the struggle bus with me, and that you're willing to consider different perspectives, tools, and techniques that just might provide a little bit of relief and get you one step closer to the abundance that is available and waiting for us all. I hope you take a moment to grant yourself some grace where you've been denying it, some love where you didn't realize maybe it was right in front of you, and some faith where you thought all was lost. If this episode had an impact on you, would you please share a comment with a review? I'd love to hear what landed for you, and it helps us get the word out to our fellow struggle bus riders. So please review what was impactful for you. Just know these episodes are a pure labor of love in a space where I'm growing alongside you. I'm evolving every day, and I look forward to all the ways and the things and the perspectives and opinions and choices that will change over the course of time in my own life, day to day. Until next time, just know that you are loved, you are divinely cared for, and in the struggle, the journey of this life really is beautiful. I'm glad that we're in it together. Cheers.